What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Can we disrupt the ritual by dealing with her?
Ultima posed a question.
I suppose we'll have to see.
Testarossa responded.
I'm not sure, but even I would find it impossible to maintain a gravity collapse operating at that output.
Carrera said.
It would be difficult for her to keep up the magic and battle the three of us at the same time, right?
I'm a little wary because I think she can pull it off.
Testarossa murmured.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious.
Okay, well, there's no point in arguing.
Carrera said.
We'll learn soon enough.
The three talked freely, unbothered. They then marched right into Velgrynd, without hiding. Of course Velgrynd knew about them. She didn't appear nervous, though, and welcomed the three approaching demons.
Good day to you. Isn't it an excellent day for a fight?
Testarossa greeted, to which Velgrynd grinned in return.
It is, yes. But first, allow me to ask you a question. Why don't you ally with me? You are extremely powerful primordials. I'll be good to you, I swear.
Velgrynd presented her proposition while maintaining a calm tone in front of the three demons. Naturally, Testarossa and the others replied with a firm no.
Please allow me to decline that offer. I have history with the Empire.
Same for me. I've never had a master before, but it's incredibly comfortable. I don't want to abandon it.
As she had said. But more importantly, let's just stop talking and start fighting. You can bring in the men behind you if you don't want to go 1-on-3.
A categorical denial with no space for discussion. For her part, Carrera was in a good mood as she readied for war and didn't care about negotiating. Her fighting instincts were ignited when she realized Velgrynd's magic was so close to her. Velgrynd chuckled.
So that's your response. Okay, then. In that case, I'll gladly play with you guys for a while.
That was the start of the battle. Then, slowly, Velgrynd split in front of Testarossa and the others. No. A second Velgrynd appeared, like a reflection in a mirror. Testarossa was aware of the nature of the phenomenon.
How annoying. This is more than a clone. If I had to compare it to anything, it would be Rain's the Mist.
Testarossa had already battled Rain. She didn't remember the reason for the conflict, but the exchange had given her a lot of combat experience. Rain had a skill called Mist that allowed her to divide her body in half and create a clone. Only one of the two could carry consciousness, unlike in Split Body. Even yet, it had the potential to be nasty depending on how it was applied and was excellent for ambushing an adversary unawares. Even while it was challenging to deploy against wary opponents, it was a skill with good safety margins. But it was impossible to deny that Velgrynd's parallel existence was superior in every way given that it could produce split bodies. The two skills were as different as heaven and earth. Unbeknownst to Testarossa, a shadow started to appear on her attractive face.
What's that?
You see, Rain has the ability to split her body and regenerate from any one piece of flesh.
I see. That implies that any of them might be regarded as the main body, correct?
That is correct.
Testarossa and the rest took their time to assess the situation. They were as unhurried now as they were when they were just gracefully speaking a moment earlier, despite the fact that the combat had already started. Velgrynd laughed and added.
Blanc is really clever, and yeah, you're right. This is one of my abilities, known as parallel existence.
She waved her fan gracefully.
I don't want you to disturb the ritual, so I'll deal with you here.
That comment didn't amuse Testarossa. She scowled at Velgrynd, her eyes glinting in the corners.
My lord, Sir Rimuru, has now given me the moniker Testarossa. Please stop referring to me as Blanc.
Testarossa calmly whirled a fiery whip she had conjured up out of thin air as she spoke. As it slashed at Velgrynd, the whip twisted like a serpent.
I was aware of that. So it is true that the slime has been giving names to primordials.
Now that the information had been verified, Velgrynd was shocked. She flicked Testarossa's whip aside, but her body was unaffected. Carrera shouted indignantly.
It's rude to call his lordship a slime.
And she cast her spell. She immediately launched into her trump card, Gravity Collapse. The intensity was raised by reducing the scale's size as much as possible. Velgrynd, who was concentrating on Testarossa, was struck by the most powerful strike Carrera could generate at the moment. A pitch-black pillar that appeared to link heaven and earth engulfed Velgrynd. The round pillar, which could only fit one person inside, resembled a prison from which there was no way out. However, in the hypergravity cage, Velgrynd grinned boldly and showed no signs of being alarmed.
As one would expect from a demon overlord. Your magic is flawlessly potent. However, your strike won't be successful against a true dragon as long as you are subject to the rules of this world.
Velgrynd smashed the pitch-black pillar from within as if to demonstrate her point. She increased her own mana and hampered Carrera's magic, weakening it.
You're making it appear like a joke, as one would anticipate from Sir Veldora's sister. I guess there's nothing else I can do if magic doesn't work, huh? No. I'm acquiring a swordsmanship skill from Agayara. I'll try it even though it might be ineffective.
Carrera's best move had just been thwarted, yet she still seemed to be having fun. She raised the magic-created blade without displaying any signs of concern. The stunning weapon exuded a powerful presence unworthy of a monster. The blade received a direct flow of Carrera's magical energy, which illuminated it brilliantly.
This is probably our only option. It is not straightforward magic or skill, but rather a method you have created and refined on your own. Even the world's origin true dragons might be susceptible to it. According to Sir Veldora, Hinata has demonstrated the efficacy of this strategy.
Without having to try it, Testarossa understood that magic wasn't going to work on Velgrynd. She had used magic to materialize a whip from the beginning because of this. The whip was white, a magical formula devised by Testarossa with a paradoxical nature known as freezing white flame.
It turns out that humans are interesting. I might utilize this as well.
Ultima created 2 knives as she spoke and held them in her hands. The weapons had an evil aura surrounding them and possessed toxic purple blades.
Ultima, you seem to be taking this seriously right away. Are those not the same ones that injured Zijin previously?
Well, to be really honest, I didn't think there was much use in using my own body to defeat him, but...
It's surprising, though.
Testarossa remarked.
I never imagined that my experience combating Sir Zijin would be so helpful.
The girls were skilled at magic and rarely focused much on close-quarters battle. However, all other forms of attack had failed in their battle with Zijin. This was due to Zijin's impenetrable defense and his unquestionable dominance over magic. Almost all forms of magic failed to harm Zijin. They had been compelled to look for alternative means as a result. And this is the solution they came up with. With a blow filled with a powerful force of will that they poured their entire existence as a spiritual life form into, they had finally succeeded in harming Zijin. A spiritual life form may overcome anyone with the force of their will. A skill was simply another manifestation of the will force that each person's desire might produce. The ultimate skill was its apex. How close could their wills come to that if that were the case? They came to the conclusion that they should just test it. They made the weapons they were individually adept at by materializing their will. The defense of Zijin was comparable to an ultimate skill. Nevertheless, Zijin's body has suffered injuries from Ultima's knives. In other words, the 3 demon girls' assaults could be at the level of ultimate skill.
I made an effort to mimic Ultima's weapon. My swordplay was purely recreational, but Agayara has shown me the finer points of the art. Let me be your adversary.
Carrera ran forward as soon as she said it. She slashed at Velgrynd with all of her power without giving it a second thought. With the aid of her feather fan, Velgrynd blocked the slash. It was hardly a weapon because it was made of premium feathers. It was tougher than a diamond, but Velgrynd's demonic aura had changed its strength. It was firm, pliable, light, and thin. It was Velgrynd's preferred weapon and was in no way inferior to Carrera's sword.
You primordials astound me with how quickly you discount magic.
Is it really shocking? For a victory we may give to our lord, our pride is a small price to pay.
Velgrynd was lashed with Testarossa's whip after going on the defensive in response to Carrera's assault. Testarossa pursued her prey at will, hunting it down like a white serpent that had fragmented into numerous bits. Velgrynd irritatedly clicked her tongue. The whip tore at the hem of her dress. A bright red welt was evident on her lovely legs when they were briefly visible. It demonstrated the effectiveness of Testarossa's assault.
Good job, Testa. Keep up the fantastic work, and I'll keep being the vanguard.
I find it hard to believe you're celebrating such a fluke.
Velgrynd had plenty of time and was calm despite having a minor injury. She committed an awful mistake when confronting Testarossa and the others as a result. She had therefore been negligent.
It wasn't just a fluke, was it?
While Velgrynd was experiencing some pain in her side, Ultima's jubilant voice rang forth. What? A time of uncertainty. Testarossa's whip and Carrera's sword blows came one after the other as though planning for that exact moment. Velgrynd dropped to her knees. She was unable to comprehend what had occurred to her right away. It wasn't that she couldn't, though. She preferred not to comprehend.
Wow, Ultima, that was a clean hit. We'll ask Sir Rimuro for compliments later.
Although that was impressive, we must exercise caution. Let's continue with this.
Yeah.
There's still one more, parallel existence, so let's destroy that one too and stop the ritual.
Velgrynd got to his feet when he overheard these voices in the distance.
Oh my, it seems our strikes didn't harm you too badly.
True dragons are truly amazing, even I would need a lot of time to escape Ultima's poison spell.
But as you can see, we're not powerless against her, are we? At this rate, she'll sustain more injury and
Ultima was overtaken by Velgrynd's quick movements before she could complete her sentence. Even the extraordinary intuition of the three demon girls was unable to spot her as she seized Ultima by the neck and hurled her to the ground with such speed. Ultima groaned when Velgrynd kicked her, and Velgrynd left the scene. Carrera's slash immediately followed, passing through the spot where Velgrynd had been. With Carrera no longer within reach, Velgrynd removed the knife that had pierced her side and threw it away. She still wore ripped clothing, but her white skin was scar-free. Velgrynd seems unconcerned by the bombardment of strikes.
You are a monster, that much is clear.
Velgrynd answered Carrera's mumbling with a bit of self-mockery.
Honestly, no. There is still much for me to do. It's been quite some time since I've been reckless enough to get wounded. No. Given that there were never any consequences, I might have been doing it routinely but was simply unaware of it. You guys can comprehend that too, right? It's similar to the fate of the strongest.
Although she smiled, Velgrynd's eyes were unblinking. Testarossa and the others came under her scrutiny as she prepared to catch even the smallest motions. Testarossa and the girl's chances of triumph were now 0 because there was no chance that she would be taken off guard a second time.
The primordials are indeed a nuisance, but it does not make them a threat. It simply means that they are difficult to manage. I've since altered my mind, though. You've grown more powerful than I could have imagined now that you've taken on human form and received names. I'm going to admit that.
The primordial demons were not underestimated by Velgrynd. Although they were not as strong as she was, she could still use their assistance. When Velgrynd challenged Velzerd, they might be of considerable assistance to her. Velgrynd had actually only been caught off guard. This would have been the turning point in Velgrynd's downfall if it had occurred during a conflict with her sister. This was demonstrated by the fact that Testarossa and the others' onslaught completely destroyed Velgrynd's split body. Naturally, she would heal in time. In contrast, breaking Ultima's poison curse was a laborious effort for Velgrynd, as Carrera had previously stated. Therefore, Velgrynd built a new split body and released the wounded one. She did this in order to undo all of her harm. This was the essence of parallel existence.
Hey anime fans! Episode 5 of Solo Leveling is now live on Anime Fan Narrations. Join Jinwoo's thrilling journey and watch the new episode today. Find the link in the description box.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jared Bressler, Chad Vota, I Like Anime, Ray Perez, Chris Guzman, Havox, Speed Saber, James Waters, Arijit Das, Curtis Loban, Judah Herrera, Justa Guy, Misael W. Hernandez, Jason Martin, Zach Rossan, Byron, Jarius Ladek, Donald Williams, Moab A, Day of Light, John M, John Charles, Godman Gaming, Akon Engok, Markithian Tidwell, Andre L. Hamilton, Adrian, Kumo, Sanketh Chelu, T. Bush, John L., Edgar Fuentes, JV, Dirty Old Hobo, Gonse Direco, Thomas, Edmund W. Edwards, J. Christ, Juan Ignacio, Joshua Cousins, Jose Hernandez, Vethelny, Lunel Scarlett, Khaled, Christian Deshazer, Cal Robs, Divine C. Harris, Destiny Smith, Panda Cats, Aaron Alarcon, Monty Boy 98, D-Man, Ruben, Luis Caro, Yuki Iki, Pedro Robles, Chris Jr., Isaac, Koala King 93, Paul DeGrassi, Little 95, Coyote de Peza, Quilly Buckner, Zephyras, Alver, Normal Defate, Vicente Baharias, Joshua Andrade, Jaya Keshav, L, Gary Miles, Nobody 0034, Dragon Spawn 666, J Rule, Sayonori, Alfredo Renteria, Liel Tiram, Liron Sangkap, Eric Tass, Christopher Mash, Ekotski, Ethan Madison, Louis Strutter, Charles Bailey, Funky Junkie 22, Sky T, Diego Ginoza, Nick H, Andre Hamilton, Jason Torres, Sesh, Guy Ansley, Simon Raman Road, Emperor WSA, Mika Espinosa, George Hage, Pratik Bandari, Von Joseph, Deriha Skerte, Jackson Early, Smexy, Carl Stephen Bernadal, Tank Bailey, Gareth Hashimoto, Ankit Kumar, Steven Madison, Micah Stern, Homelike Drop, Fazli Topador, Nasir, Vasto Lord, Martin Ramos, Marl Barsha, Ralph Ignacio, Chris Nelson, Karen, Mark Charlie Els, Hansel Ortega, Efrain Hernandez, Luca Gaming WTF, William Locke, Jordan Mersha, Jay Magsino, Recru17, Bismarck Munoz, Arian Booker, Sagar Kotecha, Kamal Luke. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.